Good morning, everybody. It's the 14th of December. We are Signal Centre Talking Ball. I'm Joe Neighbour, joined by Steve O'Hare. Morning, Steve.
Hello.
How you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Excellent news. Okay, so let's get stuck into the latest headlines. Boris Johnson has been repeatedly declining to rule out imposing further coronavirus restrictions before Christmas. That's the big news in the UK. Obviously, he's having a bit of a crisis at the minute, and I think we're all struggling to believe a word he says. So it's a difficult time for him. Which is a bit of an understatement. He has also promised, and the UK have promised in general, to open hundreds more vaccination sites in the coming days, including football stadiums and racecourses, as it tries to massively ramp up the delivery of these booster shots amid a surge in Omicron cases. I also saw, Steve, I don't know if this is true, but the vaccine passports that we're supposedly going to have um, are going to have to include the booster. So you have to have had the booster. So even if you've had two vaccines, it's not enough, basically.
No way. No, I'm not going to do it. I've had
You've
enough
already
now.
done it, yeah?
I haven't had the booster yet because
Oh,
I've been
right.
ill.
Oh, of
Uh,
course, yeah.
um, yeah, no, it's. I think we've got to make a stand now, Joe. I'm fed up with it.
Well,
So we just like
it's
make.
just the government have just basically admitted that the first two aren't good enough, And so why would you just keep pumping more in?
Well, also, I saw in Parliament yesterday, the health secretary was asked how many cases of Omicron have been hospitalised
There's been one death now, isn't there, in the UK?
from
As
Omicron.
was, yeah.
Well, there's been no hospitalisations as of yesterday from Omicron. That's
Yeah.
what that's what I was told. So yeah, you can say there's been one death, but then is that a death of someone who's got Omicron and they've had a car accident or a bike accident or something like that?
I don't know. I haven't gone into any details on my findings.
Right, out of the 370 cases of Omicron in the UK, this was I saw it on in Parliament. The question was asked, how many cases have resulted in the people getting ill, and the answer was 0 hospitalizations from Omicron. So, bit of a weird one.
Mm.
Just a bit of a weird one.
Yeah, and we're all bored of talking about it as well. So
Yeah.
anyway, let's move on to corporate news. Elon Musk accelerated his disposal of Tesla yesterday. He sold more shares following this Twitter poll that he did last month, where he said he would sell 10% of his stake in order to cover taxes. The world's richest person offloaded another 934,000 shares for about $906 million to cover his taxes. On the exercise of 2.1 million options. So he's already sold almost 12 million shares as he pledged to get rid of his 10% stake. The other news with regards to Bitcoin that tumbled yesterday, and so did most of the other cryptocurrencies as well, declining the fifth week of declines. 5 weeks of declines now in cryptocurrencies. I think that's pretty much it on the news front. So there's probably a reasonable segue into some charts, Steve. Maybe crypto to start with, as that's been sort of quite volatile over the last 24 hours or so.
Yeah, sure. I've done a video on crypto. It's available on the YouTube channel if you want to take a look, drilling down into the details. Obviously, oh, hello, don't want that. We've got the start with the weekly charts, and we had this shooting star candle, shooting star formation, and sell-off, and prices have reacted from just below 42,000 and reacted higher, and we've had this consolidation period over the last couple of weeks. However, the last day or so, last 24 hours has been slightly more negative. If we look at it, potentially forming a head and shoulders formation, neckline coming in, or a potential neckline coming in around about the 42,400 level today. Further support below that coming in around about the 40,000 level. And yeah, looking a little bit negative really, although the MACD saying maybe potential for a crossover soon. So are we going to get some support flying in at these lower levels around about the 40,000 level? Just have to wait and see really, but it feels negative. On the 4-hour chart, we are getting we're still in this sort of downward channel, below the Ichimoku cloud trend, obviously lower, and really looking to sort of attack the September lows coming in just below 40,000. For me, that's quite a key level, the 40,000 level. Ethereum, that is holding up as well as the Bitcoin, really under a bit of pressure. Got down to a previous resistance level, which was going back to that September time frame, 3,677. We've found support there on a number of occasions over the last couple of days, and price trying to sort of like fight back from there. So the potential for actually a double bottom, which would be better highlighted maybe on this 4-hour chart, actually on the hourly chart to be better highlighted, I suppose. Yeah, so we got these two lows here. The neckline coming in at 3,832. A break above there should open up a move to resistance, which comes in below the 4,000 level. On Ripple, this is more of a sort of ascending triangle formation. Looks negative. Resistance coming in at around about 80 on Ripple, and support down at 76. So quite a tight little time frame there, or price frame there. Cardano has found support around the 120 level, and that again, double bottom formation on the short-term chart, looking to project a little bit higher. So maybe a little bit of recovery potentially on the short-term time frames in the crypto window. However, over the week, there still seems to be a lot of pressure being applied from the upside. So gains is expected to be capped. On crude oil, we had a decent week last week, decent recovery, and not a lot going on so far this week. We've only just started, obviously, but potential for a little bit of a reversal, bit of consolidation. Really need to get back above the $73 level in WTI crude oil. Resistance would then come in between 74.80 and 76.35, and this could be part of an ABC correction, lower. That we're expecting. We have obviously got this 61.56 level, which is providing decent support at the moment. But yeah, as we see in normal markets, when you get the impulsive move higher, you tend to find a three-wave correction after that. On the Brent crude side of things, we've got resistance coming in at 76.50. Support really been found at 73.68. So a break of that either way is expected. Maybe a slight bullish channel formation or an inverse head and shoulders formation forming here. So potential for further upside, where we should find resistance coming in around about the 78.12 to the $80 level, which is lines up with a 50-day moving average. We seem to have, well, we tried very desperately to get back to that previous support in natural gas coming in at 61.8% fib, just above $4. We touched there yesterday and then rejected quite aggressively. So support now currently coming in at 360. This looks like a little bit of an abandoned baby type formation, which would be, if we do manage to get back above the sort of like levels of the $4 level, then that could open up a bit of a stronger move to the upside, but at the moment looking very weak indeed on natural gas. Gold holding on to this support, the trend line support coming in at the moment around about the 1774 area. Just sort of seems to be sideways price action. Obviously, we've got dollar strength. We're expecting a bit more dollar strength, I think, from what I saw from Joe's analysis yesterday. 50-day moving average coming in around about the $1,800. And yeah, just feels pretty much under pressure, the silver and the gold, and any of those dollar-based assets. So really sort of like looking to see where we get the next move from there, but a little bit sideways at the moment. On the indices side of things, we saw negative price action yesterday. Support broke in FTSE, which outperformed last week. However, we've got a bit of an inside harami taking place at the moment, so a little bit more positive on the daily time frame after last night's sort of sell-off. Saw the same sort of thing. Prices rejected the advances on DAX, back down to the 50-day moving average in the Germany 40, and a positive start this morning. But it does feel like we're going to get a little bit of pressure coming in. Obviously, Musk selling the shares or confirming the sell of the shares doesn't make Tesla look that good from a technical perspective. Yesterday's price action in Dow was a bearish outside candle, which is pretty negative. So I'd be quite interested if in setting some shorts if we manage to break the support coming in at 35,580. And again, the 50-day moving average is just above the 35,500 level. So watch that one quite closely and see if we get any follow through on that. Nasdaq again posted a similar sort of bearish outside candle after we've posted an evening doji star formation. So again, that looks like we may have put the top in for the week. So Tuesday, we've got a few days to go, maybe potential for some further downside on the Nasdaq. Again, you can see this impulsive move higher. We get an ABC correction lower, could open up a further move to the downside. S&P's not quite the bearish outside candle that we've got in its brothers, but negative to say the least, and really support coming in around about the 4,665 level. We found support previously in November here. So yeah, a key level. If we manage to break that, then that should see pressure being piled on the indices side of things. Rejections also seen in the Aussie 200. China 50, nice shooting star candle after the doji candle from the previous day on, well, the previous trading day on Friday. But yeah, nice rejection from that move higher and the sell-off, and looking to break lower again today. So yeah, indices looking pretty negative overall, and potential for further downside. I think I might have a little dabble with that when it comes to the gun to head, Joe.
Nice one. Okay, great roundup, Steve. Thank you very much. Let's have a quick look at dollar index. So you mentioned that was looking bullish, and I mean overall it is. Yes, it's still trading in this bullish channel, but in more recent days and weeks we've been forming this what looks to be a little bit of a pennant pattern on the daily chart. I've got an arrow drawing down to sort of support zone of where I think it could potentially go. Yesterday we had a really decent up move to the upper end of that pennant, and I drew that resistance on the video that we did yesterday, which was at 96.42. It rallied into it, and this morning it's had a little bit of a look above, but it's rejecting at the moment. So obviously we want to see a pretty clean break out of that pennant for it to be a confirming move, and then for us to expect to see further upside over the short to medium term. So overall still very bullish on dollar index, just a little bit concerned about what I'm seeing early on in the session today with that one, but still a very long way to go. But overall, yeah, still bullish on dollar index. We do have US PPI numbers due out today, so that could have an impact. And it's also the first day of the Fed meeting today, which will obviously result in the statement and press conference tomorrow. Looking then at euro US dollar, we're seeing a similar sort of pattern, but on the inverse side, with maybe a pennant taking shape here, or some sort of flag that it's taking shape that we could see result in a continuation pattern. Yesterday we saw some bearishness. We are backing that up with small losses today, but nothing to be overly concerned about. But clearly we are in a downtrend, so the preference would be for lower prices and for this to probably break to the downside. If it breaks to the upside, then we may see a continuation of a correction up to this blue line here, which comes in at 115.25 at the moment. But overall, still looking pretty bearish on the outlook. Cable, that continues to hold above this key 38.2% fib level, which is in yellow. And just scroll back a bit just to see why that's relevant. It's from the lows that we posted at the height of the pandemic to these highs that we posted in June earlier this year. Still holding at the moment, but getting a bit of a good going over at the moment. I think if it does break, then we are likely to see a continuation lower. Overall, the trend remains bearish, so that wouldn't be a massive surprise, I don't think. Looking at Aussie, that stalled yesterday against the US dollar following this sort of minor corrective move higher. Little bit of indecision today. We've got the Australian Westpac consumer confidence figure out this evening, so that could be something to keep an eye out for with regards to the Australian dollar. But overall, still looks like it is set for lower prices. In fact, if you look at where it's rallied to, we're looking at these swing lows here, and it's sort of rallied into that level, and it's done a pretty decent job as resistance. So still looking for lower prices there, and that again would signify that market participants are shunning riskier assets in favor of more defensive ones. Euro sterling, that's not doing an awful lot. Big doji yesterday following the failure at the resistance at 85.95. Still looking for lower prices there within this bearish channel. And that's pretty much all I wanted to cover on the FX markets today. So short and sweet.
Excellent. Thanks, Joe.
Okay, going to the head trades from yesterday. We went short of Aussie CAD, which I was down 0.66R at the close. And Steve, you went long of oil with a tight stop, and unfortunately that didn't work out. But I think you called the direction right, just maybe a bit aggressive on the stop.
Stop too tight, yeah. But yeah, felt wrong anyway, so I don't mind getting stopped out when I'm wrong.
Cool. So what do you fancy today? You said you got something lined up, something up your sleeve.
Something up my sleeve. I'm going to go short these US stocks, and I'm going to go again. I'm going to go pretty aggressive on the stop level. Let's get ready to rumble. Stop for Nasdaq. I'm going to go short Nasdaq. 16,161. And yeah, I'm going to go for a little bit of a 5-to-1 risk reward. My stop is going to be at 16,161. It's trading 16,111 right now, and my target is 15,861. 5-to-1 risk reward.
Love that.
That's what I'm doing.
Good luck. I need to try and find something now. I'm flicking through the charts and very underprepared. So let's just see what I can come up with on the fly.
You can have half of mine if you want, Joe.
Half of yours, yeah. That'd
Yeah,
be
I'm
nice.
on side. I'm
take
like
that.
four ticks on side at the moment.
I think I'm going to go with natural gas.
Oh, like it.
Newly started. Well, we've just started covering that on our intraday analysis. So this is how my intraday chart's looking anyway. Just looking at a couple of gaps here that needed to be filled and appear to have acted as resistance. I know you were talking about potential for maybe a bit of a correction higher, but I'm going to go with a continuation lower here. So obviously a big move down. We've got these gaps as resistance. We've broken below this sort of minor attempt at a correction higher. Posted a bit of a shooting star candle, and that's been backed up with further losses this morning. So let's look for lower prices there. Going to sell it at 3,729. Stop loss at 3,858. And let's go for a decent risk reward. Is there anything on the left hand side that I can reference as a support for this?
Where you looking?
Have to go back some way.
We look at it around about 350 or lower than that.
I know. Right, these two highs here would be a reasonable area. Yep, that. So we're going for a 341 target, 2.58R on that one.
Yep. I mean, I did say potential for reversal if it manages to get above that resistance, but it
nice
doesn't
caveat.
look. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's got any hope whatsoever.
No, very much under pressure. It's already down 1.92% today, so hoping for further misery for natural gas, and hopefully we can all get our bills down as a result of that.
Yeah, I don't think there's any chance of that, mate. It's all a Just carve up, mate. Yeah.
All the carve up. Love it.
Let's see.
Okay, so data today, 1:30 US PPI for November. Price is expected to rise 0.6 month on month. Keep an eye out for anything related to US dollar crosses and probably the indices as well. 11:30 p.m. this evening, that's UK time. We've got Australia Westpac consumer confidence figure. The previous reading was 105.3, so that could mean some volatility in anything linked to the Aussie dollar overnight tonight. So yeah, start of the Fed decision meetings today. We will get some more from that tomorrow, and that obviously be the key events looming over the markets in the next 24 hours or so. So until then, Steve, I think we're pretty much done. I can wrap this up.
Yeah, nice one.
Cool. Have a good day then.
All right, cheers.
Cheers. Bye.